This is FBI Regional Foreign Language Program Manager John Tolarski, and you're listening to The Rehan Siddiqi Show.
This is Special Agent Shauna Dunlap of the FBI. You're listening to The Rehan Siddiqi Show.
Do you have what it takes to join the premier law enforcement and investigative agency in the world? If so, the FBI is looking for you.
What pushed me to apply was the mystique about it, that it's the elite law enforcement organization in the world. It just so happens that that perception is true.
When you have that opportunity to witness the appreciation on the victim's family's face when a case is brought to justice, it is very rewarding, and you do have that satisfaction.
FBI Houston is hosting an information session on January 9, 2017 for those interested in becoming a special agent. But you must apply by December 23rd to be considered for the invitation-only event. Candidates for special agent must be U.S. citizens between the ages of 23 and 36 and have at least 3 years of full-time work experience. To apply for consideration for the January invitation-only information session, go to www.fbi.gov/Houston.
Well, a very good evening to you. It is about 6 minutes past the hour here in Houston, Texas. और जैसे कि आप सब जानते हैं कि you know what, we've had a very good relationship between our community and the FBI, and whenever there is an opportunity where the community can benefit and you can be a part of the recruitment of FBI, we have always brought that segment for you. और बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं हमारी कम्युनिटी में जिन्होंने इनकी जॉब फेयर पे गए थे लास्ट टाइम और अप्लाई किया था, और उसी तरह हमारे साथ आज FBI ह्यूस्टन ऑफिस स्टूडियो में है, और वी हैव अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर ऑल द इंडिविजुअल्स जिनका कोई इंटरेस्ट रहा है FBI में काम करने के लिए. डजंट मैटर वेयर यू लिसनिंग टू अस, वेदर यू आर इन ह्यूस्टन और एनीवेयर अक्रॉस द US. We have special agent in charge here in the studio. हमारे साथ हैं स्टूडियो में Hasham El-Gamil, who is the supervisory special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and we have Shauna Dunlap, who is the spokesperson for FBI. आज का जो हमारा इंटरव्यू है इनसे वो है in regards to the diversity agent recruitment जो कि ह्यूस्टन में ये होने जा रहा है. FBI Houston is hosting the Diversity Agent Recruitment Information Session on January 9th, 2017. If you're interested in becoming a special agent, we will provide you all the necessary information that you need to be a part of the FBI. The deadline to be considered for the DAR means the Diversity Agent Recruitment, is going to be the 23rd of December. So you have few days. You know, आप इनकी वेबसाइट पर जाकर रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं. FBI will of course review the candidates and जो भी इसके क्राइटेरियाज मीट करेंगे, जो भी इनकी मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन है, वो आपको DAR इवेंट में आपको एक्सक्लूसिव इनविटेशन मिलेगी और वहाँ पर आप आके इनको इन पर्सन मिल सकते हैं. Participants who apply through DAR program will be tracked through इनका जो स्पेशल फास्ट ट्रैक प्रोसेस है जिसमें आपकी एप्लीकेशन को प्रोसेस किया जाएगा, तो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि जो अभी इस इंटरव्यू के कंटेंट हैं आप उसको गौर से सुने, सो दैट वे यू एग्जैक्टली नो व्हाट इज़ गोइंग ऑन. Diversity is an FBI core value. We're looking for diverse applicants, men and women. Doesn't matter आपका ताल्लुक पाकिस्तान से है, इंडिया से है, बांग्लादेश से है, श्रीलंका से है, अफ़गानिस्तान से है, ईरान से है, इराक से है, does not matter. अगर आप 2 or 3 2 या 3 लैंग्वेजेस में बात कर सकते हैं, that is definitely going to be a huge plus for you. You have to be, of course, a US citizen between the ages of 23 and 36 and have at least 3 years of full-time work experience and be willing to work anywhere जहाँ पर FBI की jurisdictions हैं, offices हैं. And of course you have to have a college degree with minimum of bachelor degree and 3 years of work experience. You can be a computer scientist, an engineer, a lawyer, pilot, law enforcement officer, accountant, insurance, adjusters, anything. मगर अगर आपको अप्लाई करना है fbi.gov/Houston पर जाइए. And right now in the studio we have with us Hisham Al-Gamil, who is the supervisory special agent for the FBI. A very, very good evening to you.
Good evening. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you for being here. We also have, we've always had Shauna here who represents FBI. She is their spokesperson for the FBI and have been working with her on their media campaign for past many years. Shauna, good evening and welcome on.
Thanks for having us again.
Now, Hisham, you've been with the FBI for 16 years, and you were based in LAX. You've also worked in Egypt, in Dubai, and you are the supervisory special agent. Welcome on the air.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you and join your audience in this event.
We've been hearing about the diversity agent recruitment, and we're here to highlight on it and give more information to our community. We've got a lot of individuals from various backgrounds, and we feel that if somehow this message comes across and they become the next agent, it would be nice to have someone from our community working with the FBI.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Obviously, Houston is a very diverse city, and the entire population of Houston is the customer of the FBI. Therefore, it only makes sense if the FBI reflects the same diversity that the customers itself that they serve. So that's why we take it extremely seriously. I myself is a benefactor from the FBI diversity recruitment process. I've been with the FBI for 16 years, and it's because the FBI really interested in looking into hiring individuals that come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, have different skills to include different languages. The more people we hire that are diverse, the better organization that we just become.
Earlier we were talking, and I was actually very surprised when I was asking you, so these individuals who are going to apply for this job, are they going to be based here in Houston? And you mentioned, no, they can be anywhere, wherever the FBI jurisdiction is. And earlier you mentioned that, you worked in Dubai, in Egypt, and I asked you, so do you have an FBI office in Pakistan, in India? And I was surprised to say, yes, you have an office in Karachi?
Absolutely. So if you think about it, the FBI has over 300 different jurisdictions, crimes that we investigate. In this day and age, most of the crimes are international crimes. There are no boundaries or borders anymore. An individual who's sitting anywhere in the world can commit a crime inside the U.S. Our ability to bring justice, to bring this individual to justice, is only enhanced by having good relationship and liaison with foreign law enforcement. And the only way to really have a good relationship is to be present on the ground, having that face-to-face meeting. So the FBI has over 80 offices all over the world, or basically covering the entire world from those 80 offices. We don't have investigative authority overseas, so we cannot arrest someone, we cannot question someone or go knock on the doors. But we do work very closely in a liaison capacity with the foreign law enforcements of the countries which we're present in.
Very interesting. So the FBI has office in Karachi and Islamabad?
Correct.
And what about in India?
We have office in New Delhi.
New Delhi. Very interesting.
Typically, those offices are also located within the consulates or the embassies.
I
So
see.
they're part of the diplomatic establishment.
Got it. Now, these individuals that can apply for the position is going to be the special agent.
Correct.
Now, that could be for terrorism, money laundering, white-collar crime, cyber crime, financial fraud, and?
Correct. We have crimes against children. We have all hosts of different violations that the FBI investigate. So the major programs are counterintelligence, counterterrorism, white collar, cyber. Those are the main program, and criminal, obviously. Violent crimes and so on. Within those programs, there are different specialties, and the FBI does a very good job at trying to pair individuals at working different jurisdictions based on their background. So let's say a person with accounting degree, they may be working white-collar crimes, investigating bank fraud or healthcare fraud or so on. A person who has a particular language skills may be working a violation that would have a need for that language skill. So the FBI does a good job at trying to pair those individuals, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the individual, that's all they're going to be working that violation for the rest of their FBI career. There are so many opportunities for people to move around the FBI, and if they want to try a different line of work within the FBI, they still can do that.
The reason you're reaching our radio station is because you're seeking agents from different backgrounds, Pakistan, India, whether they speak Arabic, Farsi, Hindi, Urdu, Punjabi, different languages. Why is that important? And what's the reason we're seeking that position, and we're looking for those individuals from our community?
So as I mentioned earlier, the FBI interacts and serves the community. And here in the Houston community, because of its diversity, we interact with people from all kinds of backgrounds. It only serves us well to have special agents who are familiar with the cultures, familiar with the languages of the constituents that we serve. It's not just the languages. Obviously, the language is a plus, but somebody who comes in from a minority or ethnic community, who brings in that understanding, who brings in the mindset or the thinking into the FBI, it only enables us to be able to serve the community better, to understand what the people we're working with, where they come from. Certain cultures have certain intricacies that only someone from that culture will be able to understand it. Someone outside of the culture may not be able to tell what this individual is trying to say. It just makes our job a lot harder if we don't have representatives from those communities.
Now, talk about the training process.
So the FBI Academy, once the application is obviously, if a person is selected through the application process, they get provided with a training date or an academy date. Our training academy is in Quantico, Virginia, and it's, I believe it's 5 months roughly process. It changes every now and then depending on the requirement, but it's roughly 5 months process. It's an in-house academy, so a person, the recruit will be living inside the dormitory, inside the academy, and you're covering everything from law enforcement techniques, to firearms, to legal training, investigative training, physical training. It's a rigorous environment, but it's also extremely fulfilling once it's completed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ishan, who is the supervisory special agent in charge with the FBI. And at this time, we are providing you with this very important information. If you want to become a special agent, we've had various opportunities with the FBI. We've had a job fair in the past, but this is a very, very important position. Last time, I think we were looking for translators, but this is for the special agent in charge. I think it's how much of a passion is required in this job. Of course, we have many accountants, doctors. We've got individuals with various education and background listening to us, but there has to be that very special thing within you that needs to make you have that feeling that you want to work with the FBI. And based upon your 16 years experience, how would you?
So I have to admit that 16 years is not an anomaly within the FBI. Most people in the FBI make it a career, and it's not a 9-to-5 job by any means. A person who becomes an FBI agent is on call, on duty 24/7. At any given point of time, they may get the call where they have to respond to an incident that could be all the way across the United States or even overseas, and they have to, pack up and go somewhere where that is not the best environment. It could be somewhat of a hostile environment. It's not the most comfortable of environments, and they need to do that. Once you're carrying the gun and badge, you're on duty 24/7, basically. You should be able to respond to anything that happens, even if you're on your off time with your family. So it is not a 9 to 5 job if somebody wants to do that, but it is extremely fulfilling. Just because the fact that it doesn't matter what program you're working within the FBI, at some point in time, you're going to be stopping a violent crime. You're going to be stopping a terrorist incident. You're going to be delivering justice to someone who was robbed from that justice. And that's really the satisfaction that you take. Not to mention the pay is decent. The benefits are pretty good. But as I said, most people are not doing it for the financial compensation as much as it is the self-satisfaction.
Absolutely. I truly agree. It's high job satisfaction, great job security, good benefits, and really good salary. Talking about the salary, I believe we have some scales from GS scales, right? And do these scales start at 7?
Well, for special agent position, they start at GS10. That is the government service scale. All this information is available on the website of opm.gov. But as a brand new special agent, you start out at GS10, step 1. The actual amount varies based on where you're at in the United States, because each city has a different locality pay.
I see.
And for a special agent position, investigator position, that promotes all the way to GS13.
GS13. And you guys can make most probably up to $150,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the FBI Diversity Agent Recruitment special program here on Hum FM. We're simulcasting 106.1 as well as 1480 AM. And if anyone is interested, let me give you the website again. It is www.fbi.gov/Houston. Now, you are looking for individuals between the ages of 23 and 36, and they must be a U.S. citizen. Question to you is, let's say they just came from India or Pakistan back about 7 or 8 years ago, and now they have their U.S. citizenship. That qualifies them as long as they're a U.S. citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, it is not up to them that they will be based here in Houston. They could be in D.C., they could be in Dubai, could be anywhere where the FBI office is.
Initial employment for a brand new agent that just graduated academy will be in the United States. Going overseas is considered a promotional opportunity, and typically a person has to have at least 7 years in the FBI before they can have the opportunity to go overseas for a permanent transfer.
Okay. Any plus points they have where that FBI is looking for those individuals, and you feel that they have a better opportunity on being hired?
Absolutely. So the FBI is always looking for, as I said initially, languages are not the priority. I mean, we're looking for people from the different cultures. We want somebody to bring the different cultural experience. However, critical languages are always a plus. As you mentioned earlier, the Arabic, Farsi, Pashto, Urdu, Dari. These are a benefit if you have that skill. Additional to that, degrees in computer sciences are always highly sought after. Engineering. Somebody with a previous law enforcement is also somebody who will be highly competitive as well.
I see. And we actually have many South Asians that are working with the Houston Police, the Sheriff Department, and other agencies. So
a lot of our current special agents were former either sheriffs or police officers in different departments who have had somewhat of a career, 8, 9 years, 10 years on, and that they decided to join after the FBI. So even though 23 years old is the minimum age, typical FBI agent that comes in as a new agent is 27, 28 years old.
I see. Different individuals, they have different setback of life. Some are passionate about different things. But let's say, FBI, from white collar crime to terrorism, money laundering, cybercrime, financial fraud. I mean, I think individuals that are accountants and who are working with a bank or financial lenders, they might be more, fit into the category of financial fraud. So different individuals have different capacity in how to bring their services on what they are good in. So does the FBI listens to those individuals and see where they would want to fit themselves in and how comfortable they will be in working in that arena?
So the FBI offers different opportunities for changing the program, and obviously they will listen to someone's desire. However, there will be a limit to how far the FBI will be able to accommodate every person based on their desire, because we obviously have to fill in certain slot into different programs. But once a person becomes an FBI agent, and after a certain number of years, they can always promote or transfer to a different program if the opportunity becomes available. So they could be an applicant coordinator. I mean, we have specialty programs. We can be an applicant coordinator, firearms instructor. They can, if they have a technical skill, they can go to Washington, D.C. and work in our lab in Quantico, Virginia. So there are definitely more than one opportunity where a person can explore different jobs. Going overseas, typically FBI offices overseas have a small number of personnel, 2 or 3 personnel. Because of that, you're going to be working every violation that the FBI touches, because they just don't have the choice to work as 1 or 2 violations. So that's one of the perks of working overseas. Then you'll be working counterterrorism as well as white-collar crimes at the same time.
You know, the general perception of the FBI in our community or any people get scared with that name. Oh, FBI, you know, I don't know what they're going to do, what they're up to. You know, I think within the last 23 years since we've been broadcasting, and we've had various segments with the FBI, we've brought special agents and bringing that level of comfort to the community. You know, bringing that gap between the FBI and the community where individuals feel comfortable. Please, overall, generally to our community, I want you to describe, the job, the work of FBI, how you guys are protecting us, and just as a level of comfort, how good one will feel not only working with you, but by, also when they see suspicious activities within the community. I think one of your biggest way how you find out what's happening is when individuals report you different incidents, from different communities. So please talk about that.
So I completely understand the level of apprehension from certain immigrant communities about the FBI. I come from an immigrant background myself, and from most countries in the Middle East and South Asia, law enforcement has a very negative connotation. They operate without a defined set of rules or regulations or rights for the individuals. So most individuals that come to the U.S., they reflect the same attitude towards the FBI, which is truly not the case. The FBI has a very rigid set of regulations that define how we do things and how do we execute our mission. Not only internal policy, but we also have Attorney General guidelines, we have constitutional restrictions. Everything we do has to be done with the eye of withstanding scrutiny by the courts. Therefore, we have legal ethical responsibility towards our citizens to make sure that their rights are protected. With that in mind, we can't do our job without the community. We have limited number of personnel with limited resources. Despite what people might have seen on TV before, I mean, we appreciate the media and some of the attention that we've gotten from the media. However, the facts of how we do our job is not the same as it is on television. We don't solve cases in 45 minutes and bring people to justice. Cases takes years to be completed. We have to have legal process to be able to bring an individual to justice or be able to search someone's residence or house or so on. And like I said, without the assistance from the community, we can't do our job. The community bring in violations to our attention. They bring in information on individuals that we may be interested in looking at. Just because of the fact that someone may bring that information to our attention, that doesn't necessarily mean that the person who brought this information is going to be now subject to additional scrutiny. There are ways to protect their information. There are ways to protect their identity. And we work with them truly as partners into solving this crime.
Absolutely. And, I must give credit to the Houston office on that. And Shauna, since you're here too, whenever any such incidents have taken place in our community, whether it's the Islamic Center or the, Hindu community, or it doesn't matter what religion it is, you've always been on the forefront, whenever there have been any crimes in different religious centers, you guys have been there in the forefront, and you work with different organizations, work with different, charities, different religious groups, and different individuals and community leaders, community organizations, where FBI has given them that sense of belonging, that feeling where they care and they want to be there for the community. And I think that's one of the reasons that we feel very comfortable, getting you on the radio. And honestly speaking, I want to say, if you feel, and I'm talking to you guys who are listening to the radio, that you are someone that that you feel that they should be applying for this job, and maybe they're not listening to the radio right now, please note down this information. It is very, very important that you do forward that information to them. I mean, I'm going to feel really good if through this interview, if we even recruit one agent from Houston that is either Pakistani, Indian, or from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, wherever you're from, and doesn't matter whether you're a Hindu, you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, we want to make sure that individuals from our community, we're very, we've been very active in the political, the process, and also, as an individual, I think we're one of the most intelligent, smart, educated community, and everybody wants to have peace in their life, and everybody that who listens to our radio station, I'm sure they feel very energetic about it. And I think if your son, your daughter, your friend, your neighbor, or someone that or any acquaintance that you feel that they fit for this position, I'm going to give you the website. They need to go on to www.fbi.gov/Houston. They must be a U.S. citizen, age 23 साल से लेकर 36, that's between 23 and 36. At least have 3 years of full-time work experience. You must have a college degree. Now, a question is, if they graduated from Pakistan or India, do you accept that degree?
It has to be a U.S. college degree.
It has to be a U.S. college degree.
Correct.
So question here is, let's say, like I mentioned before, they're 20, they came to the U.S. when they were 26, and that means they graduated from back home. So is there any way that they can get in?
If they had advanced college degree from the U.S., that will work as well. So if they've got a master's or a PhD from the U.S., that would work.
Okay. And you have to be willing to work anywhere where the FBI's global jurisdiction is. And honestly, I feel that this job, as the self-satisfaction, I would say, yes, they provide good salary, great benefits. It's a great job security. You'll have all different types of benefits there. But the self-respect, how do you feel about that?
Very proud. It is very proud. I'm very proud to be part of the FBI. It is something that you really can't describe. It's a way of life.
Did you always wanted to be in the FBI, or how did it?
I've always wanted to be in law enforcement for a while, and I really didn't know much about the FBI. But there was a situation where I got to meet some FBI agents and got to work closely with them, and it just changed my outcome. I saw the professionalism in them, and I decided from that moment that this is what I wanted to do, just because of the level of professionalism that I saw in them.
How is the environment?
The work environment?
Yes.
Typical FBI office looks like any other office building. So there is nothing really glamorous inside the FBI office, but really the exciting part is what happens outside when you go out. And it's not many jobs that offer you the opportunity to go out and talk to different people all day long.
You don't have to answer this question. I'm actually interviewing a supervisory special agent in charge. Where are you originally from?
Egypt.
Egypt. This is what you call the land of opportunity, and this country gives us the flexibility based upon your merit, your hard work, your dedication, and to how you perform your work. Hisham is from Egypt, and he is a supervisory special agent in charge. That is a big deal. I mean, I'm talking about, you could be from Pakistan, you could be from India, you could be from Bangladesh, because here I am. It's a prime example. He is from, he's from Egypt, and here is, what would that GS scale be on a supervisory special agent in charge?
Supervisory special agent is GS 14.
Wow. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Literally. that's, you're from Egypt. I'm from Pakistan. And I feel that, it doesn't matter, who is someone from India or Bangladesh, but, it's you being from a foreign country and FBI giving you that opportunity. That is what we called United States of America.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And the hiring process doesn't really have any indication, or they don't pay any attention to really your background, as long as what you can bring into the table. If you can perform your job and if you have the right kind of skills, the fact that you're immigrant means absolutely nothing to the process. But once again, that's just the way that things work in the U.S.
So, guys, if you're from, you're an immigrant, we are looking for you. And, 16 years from today, you could be Mr. GS or Miss GS 14. And you never know. It all depends on your dedication, your hard work, your consistency, and what you want to do. And what's now, let's get to what do they have to do right away, because I see the deadline is coming. It's the 23rd of December. So they have to apply by the 23rd of December online?
Correct. They have to go onto the website. That's fbi.gov/Houston, fill out the application, which is not a very extensive application. It's the shortened form of the application. Get that in before the 23rd. Then what happens next is the FBI will review all the applications, and the qualified applicants will be then invited to attend the special event that we have on the 9th of January.
9th of January.
It's an informational session, and everyone who's attending that event will have their application expedited through the process.
What does that mean?
The process can take up to 2 years
Okay.
to become an FBI special agent, or at least to enter the academy. So expediting the process means that you put in a special category where special attention will be paid to those applicants, and make sure that the application is not put on hold for some reason or another.
Got it. FBI.gov/Houston. For more information, of course, we will be sharing more details and information with you. Shona, it's so nice to see you, working with you for so many years now, and always nice to have you here. Any message you want to give to our community?
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having us. And of course, that's exactly why we're here. We need to reflect the community that we serve. And like Hisham, I was recruited as a female. I've been a special agent for 18 years. And so I would have never thought of an FBI as a career for me had it not been for someone who had approached me, because back at that time they were looking to hire female special agents. So I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to your female listeners that it's been an incredible career for me as well. I've been able to do a lot of different things. I also have children now, and it's something that, you can't really put a finger on, but you go home every single night feeling proud of what you do, feeling that you're making a difference in your community, helping keep your children, your family, and your community safe.
And I must, acknowledge you over here, since you basically had the media advisory for the FBI, been working with you for past several years now. You've always sent us the press release, and we feel good because we are a minority. We're a minority station, but it's not like you've left us out. You've always given us the updated information. Your office has worked with different community organizations, different religious groups, and we feel very proud. And I feel good having the FBI in the studio, on the air, and giving that positive vibe to the community. And we really want, through this interview, through this campaign, to have many agents from our community working with the FBI.
We certainly hope so, and we're proud to be here as well.
And thank you very much for being here. Some congratulations on all the achievement. And I think we look forward, and let's hope that we get as many as community members possible from our community applying for this position. Anything else you would like to share?
Thank you for having us, and I really do appreciate the opportunity to come out here and deliver this message to your audience. And I do also appreciate having members of the community here in Houston being so welcoming, and I look forward to seeing as many people from your audience applying for this position.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hisham Ilgmiel, he is Supervisory Special Agent in charge for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Shauna Dunlap, the spokesperson for the FBI, here on 106.1 Hum FM and 1480 AM. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned with us. And once again, don't forget, if you need to apply for the position, you need to go to www.fbi.gov/Houston, and we have their information ad running on top of every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our stations. So if you have missed the information, just listen to the station on top of every hour and you'll be able to get the information. We'll be back once again. आज का ये प्रोग्राम आपके लिए पेश किया गया था FBI की जानिब से on 106.1 Hum FM and 1480 AM.
This is FBI Regional Foreign Language Program Manager John Tolarski, and you're listening to The Rehan Siddiqi Show.
This is Special Agent Shauna Dunlap of the FBI. You're listening to The Rehan Siddiqi Show.